Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we present you 50 beautiful retro historical photos. We hope you will appreciate our work. Write your comment and click the subscribe button. Enjoy the show, and here we go. Charming Jean Yanni, 1957. From 1953 comes this 35mm Kodachrome of hot rodder and finer things appreciator Don Cox in a Tabasco Red MG at the Hotel del Coronado in San Diego. Won a race? April 1954. New York. Actress Cloris Leachman at home with husband George England. September 8, 1955. Hank Aaron standing in front of his locker with misspelled name in the Milwaukee Braves locker room. March 1941. Daughters of Defense Worker. Negro Slum District. Norfolk, Virginia. March 1941. Mother and children from North Carolina farm. They came to Norfolk, Virginia, so husband and older sons could get employment in defense industries. March 1941. Boy from Maryland in Charity Ward, St. Vincent's Hospital, Norfolk, Virginia. From a ski lodge somewhere in the West comes this Kodachrome dated February 1959. Showing cores carrying sportsman photographer Don Cox next to a rack of skis and a very chill Chevy wagon. The beautiful Maria Whitaker, 1993. Circa 1910. St. Mary's Church and Ambery House, Foxley, Walkerville, Ontario. In the foreground, holders for the photographer's glass plates. March 1941. Defense workers in front of rooming houses. Norfolk, Virginia. The Detroit River circa 1910. View at head of Belle Isle Park, Detroit, Michigan. March 1963. Somewhere along Route 66 in California. This 35mm Kodachrome begins a new series by the late photographer and hot rodder Don Cox, one of the pioneers of dry lake racing in the post-war years and 1957 Lincoln premiere. March 4, 1921. Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, obscured, Philander Knox and Joseph Cannon on Pennsylvania Avenue en route to Harding inauguration. The latest dispatch from Don Cox is this Kodachrome dated October 1958. Judging by the mayhem on the roof below, I'd say we're somewhere in the wild, Wild West, where the men are men and the Thunderbirds are pink. March 1941. Girls at trailer camp for defense workers. Ocean View, Virginia, outskirts of Norfolk. March 1936. Photographer's window of penny portraits. Birmingham, Alabama. March 1941. Overcrowded Navy Town's housing in Norfolk, Virginia. March 1941. Housing in Norfolk, Virginia. Chicago circa 1912. People's Gas Company Building, Michigan Avenue. The Sunshine State circa 1910. South entrance, Hotel Ormond, Ormond, Flaw. This Kodachrome dated October 1971 and labeled Navajo is the latest dispatch from our peregrinating correspondent Don Cox. Only 400 feet ahead, baby rocks. March 19, 1936. Washington, D.C. Excavation work near the Washington Monument. Los Angeles circa 1956. Creamiest filling of all. Oreo cream sandwich. Washington, D.C., circa 1901. Man standing in front of Chesapeake Potomac Telephone Company on unidentified street. Name and address of building obscured by tree. The car, 1956 Lincoln Capri Coupe. The slide, 35mm Kodachrome dated February 1961. The place, 31 miles from Reno. The photographer Don Cox. February 1942. Weslaco, Texas. Farm Security Administration Camp Mercer G. Evans Farm Workers Community. Returned from Saturday shopping. FSA client Nathan Drake at right. British actress Vivian Leigh 1933. The latest from hot rod photographer skier Don Cox is this 35mm Kodachrome dated February 1961, starring yet another Lincoln Capri. March 1941. Houses near Navy Yard, Portsmouth, Virginia. Inauguration. March 4, 1921. Crowds at U.S. Capitol. National Photo Company Collection Glass Negative. Washington, D.C., 1901. View of G Street NW, North Side, looking west from 11th Street, showing La Fettre's Hotel on the corner. Pittsfield, Massachusetts, circa 1910. North Street and Hotel Wendell from the park. Milwaukee, circa 1901. The river from Sycamore Street. Lofty landmarks notwithstanding, our favorite building here bears the name of the Meineke Toy Company, with Badger State for a close runner-up. San Francisco, 1947, is the notation on this latest Kodachrome from Don Cox. Washington, D.C., or vicinity circa 1901. Group of laborers on railcar digging through dirt pile along track bed. June 1941. Wife of defense worker setting table for dinner in trailer home. Trailer camp at Erie, Pennsylvania. March 1941. Mission pianist in his room at the Helping Hand Mission, Portsmouth, Virginia. Washington, D.C., 1901. View of First Delaware NW, New Jersey Avenue North Capitol Street NW, between BC Streets, probably from Hotel Engel, C. New Jersey, showing rooftops of several buildings and U.S. Capitol in the background. CZ7-23 for fronts of these North Capitol STBLDGS. New York circa 1910. Riverside Drive and Riverside Park. Atlantic City isn't the only place with a boardwalk, you know. Out here in California, we've had the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk since 1907. Its Giant Dipper wooden roller coaster is a National Historic Landmark. Dearborn, Michigan. 1956 Ford Custom Line Forder sedan in Meadow Mist Green. A stylish suburbanite and her toothpaste tone transport. Color transparency from the Ford Motor Company photographic archives. Girl 1943 is all it says on this Kodachrome snapped by Navy photographer's mate Don Cox on a beach that would seem to be somewhere in the vicinity of San Diego. Seattle 1942 is the notation on this latest Kodachrome from photographer Hot Don Cox. At opposite ends of the architectural spectrum we have the Smith Tower, completed in 1914, and the Ace Hotel, both of which still stand. 1935 Ford Tudor sedan at gas station. The year is 1941, and we are somewhere in Southern California. Kodachrome by our West Coast correspondent, Don Cox. Dallas 1954. The latest Kodachrome from that peregrinating hot rodder Don Cox. The view here is of Irvay Street. At left is the brand new Republic National Bank building. Edward and Gwen Butler, my grandparents, lived in this trailer in Connecticut. It's rather dwarfed by the massive 55 Buick and the 15-foot TV antenna. They had just returned from a trip to England, hence the luggage at the door. Circa 1901. Pabst Building, Milwaukee. New York circa 1911. Grant's Tomb and Rubberneck Auto on Riverside Drive. Bonus photo for you, a beautiful retro woman. Famous photo model Betty Brosman 1960. This is the end of our performance. We hope you enjoyed it and appreciate our work. See you in the next performance. Have a good day.